Welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County.
Yes. Allegedly the mid-season.
Yes. Even though it's, maybe not the mid-season.
It was episode 7. That doesn't feel mid. Mid would be like, well, maybe there's only
14 episodes.
16. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's close enough to the middle. Maybe all the drama starts happening now. And they have to
Because there's been no drama up to this.
I mean, none that I really think this episode was good. And as someone who's been kind of a little lukewarm on
The season.
OC this season, I think they're connecting the drama back to its roots, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just being manufactured. I feel like it's they're giving emotion to it. So.
Would you say this season is more dramatic or less than last season for you?
I don't know. That was my first season watching last season, so I really don't know how to rate that. I would say this is about the same. Because again, last season's stuff wasn't all that crucial either. It was oh no, Heather didn't tell us she was moving.
Okay. See, I think this one is an improvement on last season. I thought it was a good start in having Tamra back. But I think it's taken, with so much going on and so many different factions and fights, and adding in new people or bringing back an old cast member. Sorry, not Vicky.
She's not that old.
No, she's not. No, she's just, yeah. But, I think there's just a lot going on for me, and I've really been enjoying it, especially compared to the other shows currently on.
Yeah.
Or I guess show, but they don't like to buy. But it's just something
different kind, yeah.
Yeah, the humor and anyways, whatever. This episode, really enjoyed it. Built off of there was more humor last episode. I really appreciated with the 2 different trips and whatnot. But I think this built off and got the drama, but then there's still some comedy thrown in. Mm-hmm. Some more things were dropped on the floors of that very White House. It was only water.
Right. I have to say, I really like it when they do the girls' trips, when they wake up the next day and they don't have glam on.
Yeah.
And they don't, they're not completely made up. I mean, because it just goes to attest that they're all beautiful women.
Yes.
Every last one of them. But then, I'm going to point this out because, Jen was noticeably, when waking up, more naturally beautiful and everything, but you could tell how her skin's more uneven and how the makeup really, kind of evens it out the way it's supposed to. The makeup does its job.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that, I don't know, I think it's nice, especially in an aspirational sense, when you see all these beautiful women who are supposed to be portraying this larger than life kind of lifestyle looking normal.
Yeah.
So say what you will about the blemishes and whatnot that we see. I think it makes it a lot more relatable, and I'm glad that they don't purposely. I feel like on other franchises they would get made up before going out to breakfast.
Beverly Hills.
And I think Salt Lake too.
Yeah. No, Salt Lake, I feel like they looked a little funky sometimes. I was listening to, I was thinking earlier about listening to On Display and 2Ts because they did a little crossover, and they were talking about the difference between OC and Beverly Hills, and Teddy, now being on both in a certain sense, was
in a very certain sense.
Was saying, the women on OC don't take themselves as seriously as the ones at Beverly Hills. And I think that's for sure.
Yeah.
Not all of them, because I think, there were times when Reddit would be whatever, I'm not wearing a stitch of makeup, what have you. But I think, and that's not they don't wear makeup at every, not that they're wearing makeup at every juncture, but it just seems like there's more so thought about appearance and how they come off, and that we don't see in the OC. It's just whatever. This is,
Sorry, we forgot to flip.
Has sands in the hourglass. These are lives.
Got to remember to do that every time, and we can tell if we're running long or not.
Exactly.
Now we're gonna.
It's the sands almost run out. Got to go.
Damn it. No, but you're absolutely right. The Beverly Hills definitely, has that air of being more prepared, I suppose.
Well, it's an air in general. There's just so many airs put on in Beverly Hills. It's Beverly Hills, and it's yeah, but really it's the Valley.
Right.
Mostly all live in the Valley.
Well, in that
not a diss to the Valley, but
No, I mean, come on. The Valley's never going to get its fair shake.
But like, there's still like pretty like some huge houses and they're living amazing lives, even if they're not like Beverly Hills proper.
Right.
You know, they may just prefer like
the Real Housewives of Encino.
It's just basically.
But yeah, I mean, there may not have been. It was a nice wrap up to each of the trips.
Yes.
I have to say, they carved out freaking pineapples to drink mimosas out of in the morning in La Quinta. Like,
another thing people do.
I don't know anyone who does that. Like, I mean, I guess I don't know.
Would that be worse like a rum punch situation that you would do that? Like, would you put champagne in a pineapple?
I mean, why not? I mean, they had the bottle of Veuve right there. I mean, I guess I'm noticing it because I'm kind of pissed off I haven't done it yet. So I think like the next brunch we do, I want a goddamn pineapple filled with champagne.
But you don't really like pineapples that much.
I love pineapple juice. Like I love pineapple juice. It's not commonly found. I mean, monkey's brains, though popular in Cantonese cuisine, are often to be found in Washington, D.C. So the same thing, pineapple juice, you can get it, but it's not like readily available everywhere.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah. So, sorry for the Clue reference.
That was pretty great.
But yeah, I feel like the La Quinta trip the next morning was much more, and it had to have been Heather Dubrow's doing. It was much more snobby.
That's just talking about errors. So many errors, but so many. She really didn't do much this episode though, Heather. Except it's funny because so many people get on Tamra for like taking a dig at Shannon, but like I think it was the constructive, not like harsh dig. It wasn't really a dig, but for Heather saying this is why you hear both sides because like Shannon's the prosecution and we haven't heard the defense, and it's like, it's just not that I'm not on Shannon's side, but I'm not like giving her so much grace. You can give grace, but not like look beyond everything that the woman's done and be like, no. She's being attacked. She's being abused by John Jansen and Alexis, and she's going through a tough time. All those things can be true, but also I think there are a lot of things we don't see and behind the scenes and how she treats people, and especially when they're on the show and they're not on the show. And I think even though I don't respect the delivery all the time from Tamra, I understand the pain and the anger and also the love that she has for her and wanting her to be better, but she's just not like saying it in a really great way.
Right.
So I think that's not, but I also think shouldn't be like completely like, oh, we're on your side, you're going through such a hard thing. And it's like,
because where has that gotten you? Also, where has that gotten Shannon in the past? Like everyone has, I mean, even as it was part of the last reunion, wasn't it? Where they were like bringing up how Shannon calls everyone drunk, or when
all the time.
Shannon will drunkenly call everybody. Yeah. And like that was a point of contention. So it's like, okay, yes, she's going through something, but where does it get us to coddle her? Like we're going to be in the same boat we were before. But yeah, Tamra could do it better.
Yeah. And she freaked the F out last season. Like, you can't talk about John Jansen, like right in the Video Village, like this can't air. And
Shannon just seems to run off. Like, I mean, we should just cut to the end with Tamra and Shannon's conversation. Okay. That's really what we're addressing. Yeah, we can go back to all the other things. But Shannon just seems to be like, I overwhelmed, gotta run away.
It's when she's like, oh, and I learned to do that. I'm like, when you learn to do that? You've been doing that since like, well,
I don't know, day one, but yeah, she's been doing it for a while.
She's a runner.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get it. You need to take a second, but like, it was a lot of like venting to production behind a bathroom door with your mic still on.
Right. It does seem that she needs a lot
of coddling.
She does. And I feel like I did feel a little bit for her when she said that like she has no one to really be talking to about this.
She doesn't have Tamra anymore.
Well, and she's really got no one unless she's living by herself.
Right.
It's like,
well, where's your good friend Vicky? Can you go vent to her? Is she there for you?
It's a good question.
There's a camera in her face. She's there.
Well, and also as we,
we're doing a stage show as Dos Amigos or whatever the fuck we're calling it.
As we suspect about Shannon, though, like when someone's not on the show, are they really in her orbit? Does she even see them as a friend? So Vicky could be part-time as well,
Well, she's really
she's a friend of a friend of a friend of.
Not even a friend of. Like she's, as Tamra said, she's a side piece.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that sit down with Shannon, I was glad it happened. I think Tamra got a little too, like, I expected you to call me. It's like,
why would you lead with that?
Yeah, like that's...
Like, what is that going to get you? You were coming to try to make peace. So to say like, well, you should like, it doesn't matter who called whom. You're having a conversation to try to get to a better place.
Right.
Not like you're going to be besties again, but to be good. So you're not like ripping each other's heads off at events.
I mean, I get the impression that Tamra really wasn't interested in making like nice there. I think he was going there to have more camera time and just to like kind of propel that story further.
I think it's more so about moving the story forward.
Yeah, but it was not to get resolution and to be besties again.
Well, because they think her guard's up, and she said before, it can't go back to where it was, and everyone's been like, you're finally like realizing this. Like, I think especially Eddie has been like, dude, like, this is not good. This is a really toxic friendship,
right?
So, and that's what people aren't seeing. So, but yeah, I'm glad for that moment they got to an okay place at the end of the dinner, and they like were having a good back and forth. And Tamara's like, "Oh, I feel back," or "No, he was like suing you. I'm, sorry that that I made it worse. Because you shouldn't be making it worse."
I think some truths were definitely spoken, and like they definitely had some good conversation.
Yeah,
but did it actually get them anywhere? I don't think so. So I need water at coffee.
And there's two things I want to bring up, because it keeps coming up on, again, I'm a big Tamra fan, but I can also see like Shannon handling it as well. However, no matter how you feel about her, and this goes to the toxicness of Housewives fans, I don't care how much you hate somebody, to like start a thread or to start a post or like post on someone's Instagram, well, this is why your daughter doesn't talk to you. I get why your daughter doesn't talk to you. That is so completely different from what you're talking about. You're hating Tamra because she's being a biatch. I don't know why I said biatch.
Yeah, you already said fuck, so we're already marking this explicit. Okay. So just she was being a bitch.
You're saying because you hate her because in your mind, in your eyes, she's being a bitch to Shannon. But then you're okay, be pissed about that. But then you're like, and this is why your daughter hates you. It has nothing to do with it, and it's such a freaking low blow to go there. Like, do not talk about people's kids and things you do not know about. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't like certain people. Let's bring up Lisa Barlow. But even I was taken aback in that trailer when it seems that Angie's talking about her mothering and like, oh, my kid's not staying up to 2 o'clock in the morning gaming. I don't like the woman. I don't like Lisa Barlow. But no, don't talk about her kid.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't go there. I'm sure they're all great mothers and they're doing the best they can. And being a mom or being a parent is hard, and it's a really delicate relationship. So you shouldn't be talking about it because it has nothing to do with them and what you're currently watching.
Right, exactly.
So don't have me out on these streets defending Lisa Barlow. It's gross.
Yeah, insofar as people coming for Tamra and like, her
with her daughter, Nate, which she brought up on the show tonight.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's something, complicated there, and as a fan, for a fan to sit there and feel like they can sum it up or that they know even an inkling of what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, I see a lot of stuff on TikTok about, kids who go no contact with their parents, and it's a very complicated dynamic for sure. And usually there's a reason, but in this case, we don't even know the reason.
Yeah, so, there's rumors that
divorce was involved, and obviously, her daughter is more, close with her father, and so it's like
the kids are more close with Tamra,
or
doesn't mean Simon's a bad dad.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean Tamra's a bad mom. It's just that's how this worked out, and we don't know all the ins and outs of it.
Yeah.
So to like try to bring that into your argument about why Tamra's a bad person is shitty. Yeah, it holds no water.
Yeah.
So that's like one thing. And then the second thing is like people saying like, why is Tamra talking about Shannon having a drinking problem? I saw her like drunk all the time on Housewives. Yeah, but that's like every other housewife getting drunk and doing dumb things. That's Housewives, unless you take it to an extreme position like Shannon or like Luann, then when it becomes a problem, especially when like law enforcement is involved. When you're driving drunk, then that's a different story than just getting plastered and being an asshole on your show.
I thought it was interesting when they said, I've had a problem with alcohol, but I had a problem with alcohol, but like I worked on it. Like I wasn't an alcoholic, because alcoholism is a legitimate thing.
Yes.
Chemical imbalances, you can't stop yourself. It's an addiction, addictive qualities. So, I like that Gina differentiated between those two things. I had, an unhealthy behavior with alcohol, which, a lot of people do, and it happens, but you can recognize it and work on it, and I think that's healthy. And so I think the problem, or the issue at hand, is that Shannon definitely has an unhealthy relationship with alcohol and isn't addressing it. Yeah. And that's where Tamra's trying to like get the attention. And Gina's again 100% right, at least based on everything I've seen on TV with, after school specials and whatnot, is that, people need to want it. And Shannon right now, for whatever reason, doesn't believe she's hit rock bottom and doesn't believe that like she can't control it.
Yeah. And also it's not up to Tamra to call her out as an alcoholic.
Right.
You can't make that diagnosis, and it is defamatory.
Yeah.
And she shouldn't be saying that. It's like, instead, it's you have a problem with alcohol. I've seen where it's happened. And now with this thing happening with the DUI, I want you to be healthy. And I don't think that you have a healthy relationship here. Right. That's the way you come at it. Not like, you're an alcoholic. I didn't drive my car into a house. Like, that's not helpful.
But
that's not tough love. That's just being an asshole. And there's a lot of anger. I understand that, Tamra, but you're just not approaching it in a way that's helping your friend. If you don't want to be friends with her, you still, I'm sure, want the best for her, but like you have to take a step back. But taking a step back doesn't mean that you take a step back and then like kick her while she's down. It's just not coming off well.
No, not at all.
I still appreciate Tamra. I still like.
Yeah,
it just isn't working for her, and she's not seeing it. Just like Alexis isn't seeing it. Whole other can of worms.
I mean, we could move on to that can of worms because I'm over Alexis. I know you like her. I know you were excited she was back. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I don't know if it's because, people have accused me of never being able to shut the hell up, and that I just keep talking and talking and talking, and I'm like, oh God, am I as annoying as she is? Like, is the mirror being held up too closely? Is what I'm wondering.
The calls coming from inside the house,
right? But I was, whatever. I was fine with it. But then she gets this devastating call from Johnny, and like, oh God, and the gloves are off. I was like, can you be any more dramatic? Like, I just don't have I just can't with her drama.
It's too much. Like, I get it, there's a lot of like turns here because it's her mother passed away. She fell in love with this great man in her eyes. And so like a lot of things are going on at once. And then she's back on the show and she's trying to like bring it, but it seems it's like whiplash, like emotions here.
Bring a little less.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she needed more time to grieve. And I don't think she should have waited a bit because they've been after her to be on the show before this whole thing happened. Like, it would have been fine to come on for film a few scenes and stir up some stuff, but to be a full-time friend, it's too
well,
soon.
But there was a sign and she
just take the wheel.
I forget what the sign was. She explained
that was just take the wheel. Her mom went to her psychic.
Oh, right. Damn psychics.
And her psychic was like, I'm hearing your mom coming through. And she's saying, just take the wheel. And like, no one could have known that was her and her mom's song.
I feel like at BravoCon.
That's a crappy song, too.
It is. At BravoCon, they should have like a psychic.
Oh.
That would be a good panel where like they bring a psychic on.
Yes, or like or tea reader.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, tea leaf reader.
They do a sound bath at the same time.
All these experiences, they should totally have a sound bath experience and a psychic. Not at the same time.
No, not at the same time.
Oh man, they totally missed an opportunity.
It really is.
Someone call Andy.
I don't have my notes on a separate tab. I can't easily alternate. Did we also, before we get too much further, why was Tamra wearing a Tamra and Alexis t-shirt?
Someone must have made it. I'm guessing Alexis.
See, again, if that's the case, And that's my other part, is that like, I know Tamara is excited to like be back on the show and doesn't want to like be let go again, but I wouldn't put it past Tamara to have made it and been like, I'm doing, it's just like it. I think Tamara's just trying a little too hard this season, which is fine. I mean, to be expected, but I want to see Tamara mellow out and be kind of just
more fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. There's not, because when she was away from and when they weren't talking about Shannon, they were having fun, the four of them. And that was a good group.
Right.
When Alexis could shut up for a bit and, getting to know more about Katie and like Jen, voice of reason, Pedranti.
And then I again, Tamara doing too much. Like, oh, I'm not blocked. Here, watch this video that'll make you cry. I'm just like,
that was a weird, interesting thing of like, do you feel bad you're not a part of that? And then like the segue to Tamara, and then Katie's like, oh, I know, me too.
Yeah, it's just so weird. Like, I mean, if I don't know, like Jen said, like, I'm blocked, like I don't see his stuff.
Yeah,
it's probably for a reason. And don't be like, oh, here, watch. It'd be the same thing of like, an ex blocked me or something, and then like one of my friends was like, oh, see how they're doing? It's like, I don't want to see that shit.
Look at this wedding.
Yeah, it's like, no, I was better off not knowing that happened.
The universe blocked me for a reason.
Yeah, it's just such a, I don't know, Tamara's trying a little hard. I want her to mellow out, but
that was, I think though, she really was, relating in that instance of like going through bad divorce and like, but all of Jen's kids are with her, but she's alone. Going to Jen, I was curious, this whole, like, I really would like more in-depth information about this marriage, and because they had 5 kids together and they had to have been happy for, at least part of the time. But when she's like, he wouldn't spend time with me and I just like, I guess he was busy working and whatnot, but like, it just seems so like she was, almost pushed to the affair. Not that she's saying that, but like kind of like she was pushed out of the marriage. Because
I didn't get that at all. I was getting more that like that it was all just very going through the motions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I'm a father. Like this is all going on. I can't get off this train. So I don't want to be on the train, but I'm on the train. So I'm going to keep on doing it. And so that's what I got from her statement about that, was just like, he wasn't like joyful or excited in their life. He was just kind of doing what he needed to do to continue, providing and,
right.
keeping the family going, which I think is a very common thing for people, especially after 5 kids,
yeah.
Where you're just like, yeah, like I forget why we're doing this, like kid number 1, kid number 2, I got it. But by 3, 4, and 5, it just is a roller coaster we can't get off of.
Right.
So that's
true.
That's what I got out of it. And so I could see that like being hurtful to turn around and be like, like, why couldn't you have been joyful with me? Why couldn't you be an excited, large personality? Like, what was I doing to
because he's
you?
So much happier with his current girlfriend, who
also has 4 kids.
And who was Jen's friend / interior designer.
Right.
Like, meet new people.
Well, it's Oklahoma. It was a small, probably small community that they were part of. And I get a feeling they were also very religious at some point.
Oh, I could see that.
So it's probably the same church that sort
of...
Well,
they freaking have like a whole like, church gathering in Big Bear, and Alexis was blessing people, and yeah. It was a lot.
Yeah, Jesus chugs.
It takes the Jesus out of jugs.
Yeah, the pedicure, that was a fun little time with her and Ryan.
Ryan is really intense in the face. Like, he's a good-looking dude, but he's also just kind of like,
you got those eyes that are going on. Yeah,
like he is perpetually caught in headlights.
Yeah.
I
didn't get much out of that scene, really, other than like they made the jokes about OnlyFans, and that was funny where she was like, I don't know where maybe he does have an OnlyFans. I
was setting it up though, like, how does he make his money for the whole FBI thing coming down the line?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, there's still so much more to come.
So we can't be halfway through.
Apparently, according to Bravo, we're at mid-season.
Okay, before our next episode, I need to figure why my laptop keeps shutting down. Oh, are we still recording? We better be. Yeah, we're still recording.
Okay.
Weird. It just keeps
I'm like, are we recording?
It's just weird that it's power saving. It doesn't need to do that.
Yeah, unlike Housewives, we can't do a pickup. I mean, we could, but it'd just be so hard.
Yeah, we've tried it.
Did we talk about this already?
Yeah.
It's so confusing. It happened to us once, and it was so confusing.
Yeah. We'll never do it again.
No.
We don't even edit anymore. We're just like, diary of the mouth. There you go.
You watch it, you don't watch it. You listen, you don't listen.
Yeah. The pickleball.
Oh, yes.
See, this is where I was happy because I feel like now that Emily and Gina addressed the tension that they were going through, I'm like, okay, this drama I can get behind. I don't think it's because there's resolution necessarily, because I think it's some bullshit resolution. I don't think that they resolved anything, but they at least addressed it and said, like, look, like, I don't like this feeling that we have. Because Gina owned up to nothing.
Nope.
Nothing.
Nope.
She just started crying and walking away.
And she couldn't get away.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious that she's like, well, crap, I guess I gotta have to keep talking to her because I can't get in the damn house.
Yeah. And so Gina, or Emily rather, was just like rather gracious and like, look, this is stupid. But at the same time, Gina admitted to nothing about talking shit galore about Emily. I mean, kind of mentioned it like in an offhand way, but not like, and neither of them said exactly what was said.
Yeah. I feel like so much of Gina is like, these are things that are happening to me. Like, oh my gosh, with Travis and my ex and like all things with the kids and now Heather's mad at me and like I got deceived by Katie.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, well, yeah.
Well, yeah, Jen didn't pay the rent.
It's like
there was something I think when Heather was recounting, something's not right with Gina, like something's not right at home. They flashed to something where Gina said, I almost feel like Travis is slowly breaking up with me. And I was just like, what?
Yeah.
You're the one who asked him to leave. You're the one who
set this emotion.
And you're the one who, while he's packing his bags, like, I feel bad, like we're almost breaking up or something. It's like, girl, yeah.
It's you. You're the problem. It's you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like, I get... And I get what it's like if she knows that this is the right thing to be doing, even though her heart doesn't want to be doing it logically, it makes sense that she's got to do a lot of mental gymnastics to like rationalize it all. But man, to hear her repeat that, what I immediately thought was, I hope Travis doesn't watch this episode because that would just piss me off galore. If someone who I was trying to make a relationship with turns and I saw them on national fucking television telling their friend, it's almost like he's trying to break up with me. I would just, whoa, no.
Hold on, gaslighter.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, what the hell? Yeah. But yeah, something's definitely going on with Gina. I mean, a lot going on. Yeah, I think she wants to hold on to that orange. That's what's going on.
It's just like a lot of like emotions and confusion and and crying and like this and that and
then we find out she's remodeling her house. Tamra comes over and then so I was doing the math. Is it only a 2-bedroom place? Like it must be 3.
Well, they had bunk beds. So.
But why are they all sleeping in her room now? Isn't there another room they could be? Are they remodeling both rooms?
Remodeling both rooms.
Oh.
I can't keep track.
Yeah.
What I did like was that Katie basically saying like, I don't trust this chick no more.
Oh, yeah.
It's like she threw me under the bus quite willingly. And it's true. So not one thing, but when Emily pointed out like, all of a sudden, Heather like flips on you or gets pissed at you and you're like, oh crap, nope, can't do it, have anything with Katie. Bye. Mm-hmm. Like I gotta like hold on to this Heather relationship. It's true. She's not up Heather's ass, but she's so afraid of Heather that she will do whatever it takes to maintain that friendship. And, I gotta impress the queen bee or, Katie, she's new here. I like her, but, Heather's more vital to my existence here on the show.
And have you and I, we haven't. Like, Katie's Gina's friend, were they actually friends? Like, or is that just her intro to the show?
I can't remember how she even said, like, how they met. Oh, yes, because her husband, Gina's husband, no, that's how she knows Sutton.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it just makes you wonder.
She met her through Sutton.
Oh, that's right. Right.
Yes.
So through casting.
Yes. Sutton gave a recommendation.
Yeah.
Gina gladly was like, yes, I can bring someone in. I get a finder's fee.
Yeah. Should be like, yeah. No, okay. So yeah, they're probably not really friends, so it's an easy thing to be all like, whatever.
Yeah, you're not useful to me anymore. I don't think she set her up because she's not savvy and smart enough to do that. Sorry, she's not. But I do think she thought this was going to go one way, and then when Heather lost her shit, she's like, oh, nope, abort. Sorry, Katie. Yeah. Well, actually, not sorry. Bye.
And it was interesting because was it Emily who said, I see you doing that, and it makes me wonder or worry you're going to do that to me.
Did she say that?
One of them said that sort of thing where it's...
She was saying, I see what you did, how you just like jump so quickly to please Heather and like push Katie off because it wasn't pleasing to Heather. That was it. Just
I thought it was something also like you're so easy to do that with when you're friends. Like, how are you? Maybe that's
a subtext.
Maybe I'm reading into it. Maybe I'm the insecure little bitch. We'll see.
I think that could have been the subtext. Yeah. But I think that everything that Emily called her out on was true, and it was a really constructive fight, and it was so well. And those meant to be funny, but there were funny moments from Emily. She's like, I have a weapon and I haven't used it.
Yeah. Like if I was going to beat you, I would have already.
Right. So much pickleball. But yeah, it was a constructive fight.
And I did like that she called, I forget who they were referring to. I think it was probably Tamra and...
Oh, like I want to be like Tamra and Shannon. And
yeah, they're two dysfunctional nut jobs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Emily's so good. But I am looking forward to Jen confronting her next week.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yes, it's a long time coming.
Can we, moving on, discuss the shit montage?
Look.
And is it... I feel like OC has done this to us before. They just keep showing dog shit. Like when they were walking the dog.
I feel like it was like Jen, like something. Yeah. If they're walking the dogs, like Jen and Alexis and Tamra.
I mean, I know it's reality TV, but do we really need a dog poop montage?
No, we don't have dogs. We don't need to see poop.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about people putting poop in our cans.
Very true. So I'm sorry. That's one of my notes I just had to get to. And then, oh, I thought it was cool moving. I guess that's as far as my notes go. It just moves on to the Shannon and Tamra thing. I thought it was funny that she called Jen while Jen was filming confessionals.
What are you doing?
I'm in my living room.
Nothing. Here's the green screen.
Yeah, I thought also Tamra could also put two and two together and be like, oh, you're wearing a ball gown in the middle of the afternoon. You must be filming a confessional.
You are really glammed up.
Yeah. And well lit for that matter.
Right.
So, who are we missing? Sorry, I'm looking at Dubai. I can't help with that. Yeah, you can't see those in their current setup. I think we got everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I want Alexis to stop, and she was so close to not being all Johnny, but she's just too much. She's too much.
Maybe, next week will be better.
Yeah.
And, you know what was weird? That flash forward mid-episode of, like, someone telling Shannon that John has videos.
Oh, right.
2 weeks later. And
and Katie said what's on the videos.
Yes.
That's worth mentioning, too.
Right. That, wow, we totally missed that.
Yeah.
I thought that was, yeah.
But the flash forward.
Yes. Like, that was just random. I'm like, why are we getting that? And, like, Alexis freaking out and crying on the bed. And then, yes, also finding out that the Ring video shows Shannon almost running over John's daughter.
And isn't...
Okay.
And she doesn't get along with John's kids. Wasn't that, like, a thing that we...
Oh, that was a thing.
That they were, like, had a shouting match at the Quiet Woman or whatever?
And yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So...
Right.
Maybe she wasn't drunkenly running her over. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt,
She's
right?
Like, come on, Archie.
Yes. It's like, I'm tired of this girl. She blows into a breathalyzer. 0.00. I'm running you over anyway. No. We shouldn't joke about that.
No, vehicular homicide's bad.
Very, very bad. But yeah.
That's an allegation.
But also for Katie to bring that up, I wonder if Katie realized what she was saying. Because, they were in a candy store with the kids.
Which is super cute.
Right. But for her to bring up, didn't say that, like, that's some...
That's That's some ish.
That's some speaking it into existence,
Yeah.
whereas before then it was just this rumored thing.
I thought it was like just for being drunk and like wandering around his property.
Right. Shannon the door. Also, with Shannon and the whole dinner with Tamra, like, you should be lucky that I don't say the things that I know. I'm so over Housewives and putting the Meredith marks.
Stop it. Like, I could say some things, but I'm not going to say them. Well, then shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Either say it or don't even mention it. Because, like, I don't believe for a minute that she's being gracious or being charitable by not saying something. It's either because she just knows it's really, really a low blow, or there's really nothing there.
Or, and rightfully so,
Have you been drinking?
I don't know. I'm just tired.
I know it's hot up here too. We're gonna test that fan out next time.
Yeah.
But rightfully so.
Rightfully so. I wouldn't want to go there with Shannon or with Tamra, because Tamra was like, you want to go low? I will go into the ground underneath you, come up like a trimmer worm, and gobble you up.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to go there with Tamra. Like, I think that's why Shannon's like, well, I could go there, but she'd pick me out verbally.
Well, and also if Shannon has been truly calling them all drunkenly at night and like confided that she doesn't remember the things that she said, probably knows that there's something nasty in there.
But Tamra does.
Yeah.
So don't play that game.
Don't play that game.
Don't start. That won't be none.
Oh, you just quoted Jen Aiden.
Did she say that?
She always saying don't stop, don't want none, don't. Yeah, she's always saying that.
Well, unlike her, I didn't put on a black scent.
Well, and you could have.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
I could have taken up a notch like she does.
Yeah, that's true. A horrible time to end this, but want to.
Well, not on that.
What else can we talk about? What else can we talk about? No.
Archie in this episode, no.
I'll just edit that out.
Yeah. No. I think we covered it all. Good episode.
Good episode. Yeah, it's definitely getting better. But again, it shouldn't be 7 episodes in before it gets good.
It wasn't 7 before it got good for some of us.
Whatever. Till next time.
Till next time.